Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Bubble Bobble for the Nintendo Entertainment System played on the Wii Virtual Console. So we're getting very close to the end here, and speaking of end, I'll actually be showing off one of the endings. Like I said in an earlier episode, there are 4 different endings. Worst ending, which I'll show off, the bad ending, a good ending, and then the best ending. So this is the easy way to do this level that I messed up on really bad last time. You basically have to use your bubbles to push the fire bubbles around. I tried pushing them with my body and they ended up bursting and getting no luck. But even if I made it past that board, I wouldn't get too much further. It's just no lives, so got a bunch of tricky boards coming up. One of them was going to take like forever for me to do, so I'm actually going to cut out a whole bunch of the failures. It actually took me about 4 minutes to do this one board coming up. So this is almost like level 57 again, but it's a lot easier because we can go up the side safely. You don't have to worry about going up the center. There's just a safe spot for us, and the air currents actually work with us. So we've got a bunch of false floors here. And the safe way to do it is you have to knock those fire bubbles out and have them fall down through the holes where those incendios are. You get to see me, my terrible aim. That was a good one right there. Second one though, it's gonna take me a while to get this guy. The second one's the bad too, because like, not only just if you have like, not just like me because I have bad aim, but because if you are off by just a little bit, the fire will fall on the ledge. See how it's falling there? And you can't jump when you're in the fire. So it's gonna be really, really hard to get a fire down there. You'll be wasting a lot of time. But managed to get there. And like I said, I will be, in a few levels, I'll be cutting all the failures to save you time. This board can be easy if you, well, if a bomb appears. The main thing is you hope that the bubbles, the water bubbles, come down on the side that you're on, which they weren't really cooperating for me there. Just send the water down and that hits those bubble busters. I got so lucky there. Gold spark bubbles. We've seen a lot of them when we fight the final boss. The boss is the same no matter what ending you're going for. Except for the best ending, because the best ending occurs when you defeat Super Bubble Bobble. And that's, like I said, the upgraded version of Bubble Bobble. And so the boss will have, the only difference is the boss will have 20 more health points. When we get to that boss, you'll see his health is, see what the board level's at? That'll be his health points. And that was really not fair. I got stunned by my own bubble, which will happen at the final boss too. Ended up getting hit there. Let's get up here. This can be a little tricky. Watch the hullabalooas there. Not the, yeah, the hullabalooas. The little elephants with propellers on their head. At the very end here, the current decides to start kicking the bubbles off to the side, off to the right. And tie does not go to the runner in Bubble Bobble. Does in baseball, but this is not baseball. Speaking of baseball, it's season's almost halfway over. Let's go check, see how the Phillies are doing. That's my dad's team. So, all things Philly. Oop. Well, at least I got rid of the shoes. Here comes the problem, except all these boards, is the guys turn red so quickly. You gotta be aggressive to pop them, but sometimes being aggressive to pop them, you run into other enemies. So this is the terrible board. Like I said, it took me about 4 minutes to finally finish it. We'll see here coming up. I get lucky here, I fall down, I managed to get that one guy. Now, but unfortunately though, there are 3 of the super sprockets over there in that little section. So you can't go down, get one and get lucky, like I did on the left side, because the other 2 will hit you if you get one. So you kind of just gotta do this little, like, create a column of bubbles in the middle, and then you're gonna have to jump perfectly so that you're going down the side. You're not too far into the column where the guy is that he hits you, but you have to be further enough into the column though that your bubbles will actually reach him. So this level would be so much simpler if one thing happened. That is, if those where the bubble busters are, if they're just a little bit shorter, the roof of the chambers they're trapped in. Oh, that guy, he fell out the side. That's interesting. How that happened. But yeah, as you see, they're if you didn't escape, you'd still be stuck in there, and you'd have to basically just end up popping defeating them by popping spark bubbles to shoot into them. And as you saw in previous episodes, my aim with the spark bubbles isn't necessarily the best. I also noticed my mashing skills, which were never very good to begin with, have gotten much worse over the years. And that would have been nice to get that green cross over there to show it off, but I get something a little better to show off here. I said those crosses do different things. And I said that they flood the screen, have lightning drop down, defeat all the enemies, have apples drop down. We've already kind of seen some of those. We didn't see a potion yet, so there's that one level that did have a potion, but I wasn't able to reach it in time. Well, there, I managed to reach that potion, show it off, and I got a whole bunch of extra lives because of it. So this is level 99, as you can see, and you have to get that crystal ball over there. And when you get that crystal ball, where the hullabaloo is that I'm just about to defeat, a door will appear there, and then you have to go and of course you have to do it all before they all disappear, and that'll take you to Secret Road. It's much harder with one player. When if you play 2-player, my brother would always get the crystal on the right side because he was second player, and then I would get the door on the left. But I don't have that luxury without him here, so I have to do it all by myself, and I failed, but that's okay because, like I said, it allows me to show off the worst ending in the game. Luckily, when the game, after you get the worst ending, what ends up happening is they'll give you a password back to level 99, and so you can just enter that password and try again. So here is he's just a big wizard. There was a bunch of bottles. I think that in Japan he's called Super Drunk, but obviously you can't, with alcohol censorship in America. I don't know what he was called, just probably Big Wizard. But you just basically have to run to the side here, Safe way to do it is just stay on the ground. You get about 2 hits on him when he comes down low enough. If you get a really good cycle, you'll be able to hit him when he's coming down, and then he'll go back up slow, and you can hit him then. So sometimes you might be able to get 4 hits on him, like right there I did. But for the most part, you're usually just going to get 2 shots on him. Now, if you're impatient, you can always shoot bubbles and jump up and pop the bubbles like that and get him before he actually hits the ground. But that could be a little bit dangerous. So like I said, the safe way to do it is just pop bubbles on the bottom. Try to stay underneath him. That way his bottles won't hit you. You'll kind of be running across the screen the entire time. If you stay on one side, sometimes his bottles is kind of rare, but sometimes his bottles will come into the corner. See, a lot of times they're barely missing the corner, but occasionally he can't aim them, where they will hit the corner. And as you can see, when you hit the spark bubble, because you're in the corner with the bubble, you get briefly stunned, and you can't react. So the bottle will end up hitting you. You can't have enough time to escape. So just follow along with him. He seems like when he sees you, that's when he throws the bottles. So if you kind of run around, you'll notice that he's not throwing the bottles as much. Funny thing is, and I'll show it off in the next episode, like other enemies in the game, if you don't pop him, after a certain amount of time, he will turn red and get really, really fast, and then that would be an interesting challenge to see if you can beat him when he's red. But after you hit him, you get him down to 0. He has 1 more health. He appears in a bubble. You hit him, you get a bunch of points. And when I show off the other ending, I'll show you what you need to do. So, yeah, an on-true ending, take the magic crystal ball, find the door to secret road. Now, like I said, they give you that password there. That takes you to level 99. And so I'm going to do level 99 here. And I'll just cut to when I have a successful run. And actually get the crystal and then open the door. So it's pretty tight. But you'll see that here. Kind of got to really play aggressively, taking out these enemies. The crystal. Not worried about popping that guy, he doesn't matter. I just got to get down there right to where that door is. There we go, the door is open, go to secret road. Now we have the, I believe it's 15 levels. A0 through A9, and then B0 through B2. So that's 12, and then then the final boss. So 13 levels. We got a bomb there. This level without the bomb can be very, very tricky. I failed it quite a few times. As you can see, that's why I did the little transition screen there. A lot of these levels are quite tricky. You get to see a lot of these guys, all the wizards. I guess it's fitting seeing that the big boss of the game is a really big wizard. More wizards. This is difficult because normally a lot of enemies, they don't want to jump up until you jump up. They follow you, but as you can see on this level, the enemies will jump stay 1 step ahead of you. So if you're not quick and take them out as they go up the screen, you'll end up with a whole bunch at the top. And then from there, it's really, really difficult to time the jumps correctly, to sneak in there and defeat them while they're not throwing bottles. So yeah, I'm gonna basically have to restart this board, but like I said, we got unlimited continues. As long as you remember to go to, one player continue instead of one player start. See, it's much more manageable here, and you see when you don't play like an idiot like me, and when you take the enemies out quickly before they all get to jump up on the top. Let's just blow bubbles. Remember, blowing bubbles, blowing 30 bubbles can get you the fast candy. Popping 30 bubbles can get you the far candy. So there we got the fast candy. This should be a great level if like a water balloon appeared. Just have flush right down from the top. Get all these guys in the water that comes down. But luckily I managed to finish it off with no lives left. It's always nice to see these bubble buster enemies. They tend to be pretty easy. They don't have any projectiles. However, it seems like once they're on secret world mode, they're more jumpy. They bounce more often. So that's just something to be careful. Butterfly board. I just lose my one up that I just got. Once again, another board that will be so much easier with 2 players. As we play in this game, I haven't played it really since I was a kid, and I growing up in the house with my brother, and it's just been 20 some years. I've realized that it's much harder than I thought it was. And it's really hard with just one player. I said a lot of these boards probably I would not have died on as much. Wouldn't have to use this many continues if I had somebody else helping me. But alas. But I'm sure there are people who, like all games out there, there's somebody out there who could probably beat this without losing lives. Some people are just really, really talented who do that. A lot of practice. I guess a lot, you basically have to memorize all the patterns, how the enemies react, and have backup plans. But lucky I don't have to resort to that because, hey, unlimited continues. And these gods will be falling forever. Their time spinning around, unlimited. That always freaked me out as a kid. Falling was always a weird fear of mine. I had this when I was a kid. I had this really weird dream, more of a nightmare. And I'd be like in a room, like a square room, and I'd be falling. And then right before I hit the ground, the room would rotate. So then I wouldn't be going to the floor anymore. I'd be like up in the upper left corner, and then I'd start falling again. So I'd be endlessly falling in this room. And I wonder if Bubble Bobble had anything to do with that, like rooms like that. But I don't know. What do dreams mean? I was actually just listened to a podcast where somebody was asking about that, like, why do we dream? I don't know. But according to that one Harry Carey skit with Will Ferrell on Saturday Night Live, we have to dream to empty our brains or else they'll explode in nightmares. So yeah, look up Harry Carey, Will Ferrell, SNL NASA. It's a pretty funny skit. And then come back to YouTube to continue to watch this playthrough. Have a good one. Bye.